Well, it's Tom here, and I know I haven't been producing much stuff in the latter half of 2015. 2015 wasn't a very good year, but I'm hoping to produce more. I'm hoping to have at least one item per month during 2016. That's my New Year's resolution. This, I thought I'd just briefly touch on comic books. I don't normally talk about comic books because I don't buy that many comic books these days. But thought I would just discuss what I've bought recently and share my thoughts and try to keep it all under 15 minutes. So because this is take two. First of all, let's start with DC. These days, I'm only buying two DC titles. That is due to the aftermath of the New 52 debacle. Basically, DC really soured me with New 52, and I know it's not the fault of Dan Didio. My understanding is that some Warner Brothers suit had given him certain mandates, and he was forced to do what he did. It doesn't change the fact that I have very little interest in buying many DC comics these days. Astro City is one of them. Always a crowd pleaser. If you aren't buying Astro City, I highly recommend you pick it up. It takes place in its own universe. Kurt Busiek delivers month after month. I really love it. Starfire. Starfire, if the comic didn't cost $2.99, and if I wasn't getting 25% off because I buy it at Comics Corner, I might cancel it. Honestly, it's one bad guest artist away from cancellation. It's an entertaining comic. It's a cute comic. It's not a great comic by any means. I like how Corey is written. She's a little naive, but she's intelligent. But yeah, it's nothing to write home about. It's fluff. It's entertaining fluff, but it's fluff. And if the comic was canceled, it wouldn't exactly break my heart. Let's see here. Howlin Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. Fun comic. Essentially, the premise is that S.H.I.E.L.D. has a supernatural unit called Stake. I'm not sure exactly what the acronym stands for. And it's comprised of Marvel monsters. And it's very funny. Issue 1 was hilarious. You have zombie Jasper Sitwell with a rocket launcher. Just fun stuff. You have this one creature called Orgo who's like 20-30 feet, and they've got he's there in Central Command, and they give him this giant keyboard to type on, and so it's very tongue-in-cheek, and it's just fun stuff. I highly recommend Howlin Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. Daredevil. So far, I've only read issue 1, haven't read issue 2 yet, but I think Sewell is doing a pretty good job so far. Basically what's happened is in the aftermath of Secret Wars, there's an 8-month jump in time, and there's kind of a reset button. So no one knows Matt Murdock is Daredevil now. And Sewell's done two interesting things. One, Matt Murdock is now a prosecutor. He is now an assistant to the assistant DA. And I think it's a neat idea. It's different. They've gone someplace where Matt Murdock hasn't been before. I know that on Scans Daily, if you've never been to Scans Daily, I highly recommend you go to Scans Daily. If you ever want to take a look at, if you were ever curious about a comic but didn't want to buy it, Scans Daily is allowed to put up like a third of the comic, so 8 pages out of 20. There's some sort of 7 pages out of 20, something like that, and the comic has to have been out a certain number of weeks. But so Scans Daily. Also, a lot of sharp people comment on Scans Daily. I really like reading the comments there, and it seems to be a really nice community. So that's my Scans Daily plug. But so I like the fact that Daredevil is a prosecutor. This is not a permanent change. I'm sure that eventually he'll become a defense attorney again, but this is an interesting storyline for him now. And the other thing is he's now the mentor to an aspiring superhero. Daredevil had been partners with Black Widow before, but that was a marriage of equals in that regard during the 70s. In this case, he's very much in the role of a mentor. So, neat idea, and I'm cautiously optimistic. I like the art. It's done by a guy named Garney. Not sure if I've seen his stuff before, but Garney, pretty decent art. It fits with the gritty tone of the comic. Thor. Aaron can do no wrong. Thor is right now arguably the best comic out there, and it's certainly the best comic I'm reading right now. It's just stellar. The writing, the art, I could just, I mean, just sit here and just stare at the beautiful art. Aaron is lucky enough to be partnered with one good artist after another. This is someone named Daughterman, and Daughterman is just, yeah, this art is just miraculous. It really is. But Aaron's writing is just top notch. His Malekith is the principal villain. Also, there's the Minotaur, who's the head of Roxxon. Just an awesome partnership of evils, and what's kind of cool is you're seeing Malekith put together this coalition of evil, which is the Frost Giants and the Fire Giants and the Trolls, and now he's got Loki on board. And what's kind of cool is that, you know, it's like, well, is Loki really on board, or is Loki got his own agenda? Of course Loki has his own agenda, but yeah, Aaron is just outstanding. If you're not buying Thor, they're up to issue 2 now. Maybe you can still get a hold of issue 1. I highly, highly recommend this comic. I can't say enough great things about it. Now for the crappy stuff that I bought recently. Ultimates. I wanted to like this. This is Al Ewing. I liked his Mighty Avengers. I liked his Captain America and the Avengers. And his concept was kind of cool. The idea was like, he's going to have the superhero team, a lot of them former members of his Avengers run, and they were going to tackle big problems. And the first storyline was they were going to cure Galactus. I thought, well, this is kind of good. They cure him in 2 issues, and I thought that was kind of a crock. With a storyline like that, that's a 6-issue story. I am normally against decompressed storytelling. Not every adventure needs 6 issues to tell, but in this case, it should have been more momentous. It should have been the likes of Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Captain America getting together and basically debating the merits of what Black Panther and his team were trying to do. It's a laudable goal, because, you know, Galactus is eating planets and killing billions of people, but it's kicking the hornet's nest. You're basically going out there in the universe, and you're basically trying to mess with things that you might not exactly understand. And hell, man, you know, it's guest appearance by the Silver Surfer, that wouldn't have been too out there. It just wasn't very well written, and to wrap it up in 2 issues, they've lost me, really. You know, I mean, I'm not denying that the art's great. It really is fantastic art. It's from Roquefort. It's good stuff, but yeah, I just no more. And I mean, it's a $3.99 comic. Again, I am getting 25% off, so it's $3 at Comics Corner, my second plug. But no, thank you. Squadron Supreme. This was crap. This was a crap comic. It's a horrible comic. I'm not going to deny that the art is fantastic. That the art is just spectacular, really. I'm not going to deny it. It's really, I am a big fan of this art, and the splash pages kind of reminds me a little bit of, well, I mean, a lot of it reminds me a little bit of The Authority. And when The Authority is written well, it's written very well. Like when Warren Ellis first wrote The Authority with Brian Hitch's art, the sensibility was he wanted to have a blockbuster in comic form, a movie blockbuster in comic form, and it certainly delivered. But when you looked at the 3 major threats that The Authority fought, they were legitimate threats that had to be dealt with and taken down. And in the premise of Squadron Supreme, I guess Namor does something really dickish in the Secret Wars series, which still isn't done yet. And they decide to get revenge on Namor, because these are the survivors of different universes. So you've got like the Nighthawk of the Supreme Power universe, and you've got Blur from the DP7 comic, the new universe series line of comics. But I'd say, like, you know, Hyperion, and these are spoilers, okay? There's going to be a lot of spoilers. That's how much I hate the comic. But, you know, Hyperion basically raises Atlantis from the floor of the ocean, and he destroys Atlantis. And it's like, well, this doesn't seem very heroic at all. These heroes aren't very heroic. I need my heroes to have at least a semblance of heroism to them, and to basically render hundreds of thousands of Atlanteans homeless, if not killing, because I can't imagine everyone was able to evacuate Atlantis in time. So they've killed thousands of people. To me, Hyperion and company are just mass murderers, and so I thought the comic was crap. And part of me wishes I could take this back to Comics Corner and ask for my money back, but I'm not going to do that to Dan and Dolores. So anyway, so that's what I'm reading these days, or what I'm no longer reading these days. Top one, Thor. Second place, Howlin Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. And hopefully in January, I am going to be producing something. And again, I will attempt to stick to a monthly schedule. So for those of you who read my stuff, for those of you who have watched my stuff, thank you very much. And I hope 2016 is good for everybody. Go out there and have a happy and safe new year. And bye-bye.